Hi, this is Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book on record episode to do. Today's book is Rikki-Tikki-Tavi from 1963. And there's two stories on this, and the second one is Latin in the Jungle from the same year. So let's see how it sounds.
Hi there, girls and boys. My name is Jim Dukas, and I'm going to read you a story called Rikki-Tikki-Tavi and Letting in the Jungle. Now, open your book. The words say, Rikki-Tikki-Tavi and Letting in the Jungle, specially adapted for this book and record from Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Books. When you hear this sound, you turn the page. Ready? Turn the page. The words say, Rikki-Tikki-Tavi, Letting in the Jungle, adapted from Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Books, retold by Willis Lindquist, illustrated by Tibor Gergely. But let's begin to read the story together. Here we go. Turn the page. Rikki-Tikki-Tavi. Rikki-Tikki-Tavi was wet and cold after the rainstorm. He was glad when a little boy found him and took him home. "It's a young mongoose," said the boy's mother. "If we could get it to live with us, we wouldn't have poisonous snakes in our garden." "What would happen to the snakes?" asked the boy. "The mongoose kills them," answered the lady. Rikki-Tikki felt so proud, he sat up and put his fur in order. But he was so young, he did not know if he could kill a snake. He explored the house. He tipped over an ink bottle on a desk. Then he fell into a bathtub full of water and almost drowned and had to be dried all over again. The next morning, while the mother and father and boy were watching, Rikki-Tikki went into the garden and met his first snake. It was so big, it frightened him. "My name is Nag," said the snake. "Look at me and be afraid." Rikki-Tikki tried to be brave. "I kill snakes," he said. Then another big snake, Nag's wicked wife, Nagaina, came up behind him. And Rikki-Tikki became so frightened, he ran away. "He's no good," said the boy's father. "He's afraid of snakes." Turn the page. And here we have a picture of Rikki-Tikki, the little mongoose, being frightened by the snake. Turn the page. Rikki-Tikki felt very much ashamed of himself. But that night, when all was still in the house, he heard a small scratching sound. He went into the bathroom, where there was a hole in the wall to let water run out. Just outside the hole, he heard Nag say to his mate, "I will go in and kill the people. Then Rikki-Tikki will go away and our eggs in the melon patch will be safe." Nag came crawling in. He coiled himself around the bottom of the big water jar and waited for the people to come for their morning bath. Holding his breath, Rikki-Tikki moved closer. Suddenly he jumped and caught the snake by the neck. The snake jerked this way and that. It whipped against the tin side of the bathtub. The tin dipper and the soap dish went flying. The man came running with a gun. There was a terrible bang. Then it was quiet, and the snake stopped moving. The man picked Rikki-Tikki up tenderly and said, "Look, Alice, the little mongoose saved our lives." Everyone stroked his fur, and the little boy took him into his nice warm bed, where he slept soundly for the rest of the night. As soon as the sun came up the next morning, Rikki-Tikki hurried to the melon patch to look for snake eggs laid by Nag's wife. At last he found them, and had destroyed all but one when the tailor bird screamed, "Nagaina has gone into the house to kill." Turn the page. With the last egg in his mouth, Rikki-Tikki ran up the path and into the house as fast as he could. The boy and his parents were sitting at the table. Nagaina was coiled in the floor, just ready to strike at the boy's bare leg. Rikki-Tikki dropped the egg. "Look at your egg, Nagaina," he cried. "It's the last one." Nagaina spun clear around. She caught the egg up in her mouth and flew like an arrow out the door and down the path. Just as she was disappearing into her hole, Rikki-Tikki caught a hold of her tail and went down with her. For a time, there was no sound. But presently, Rikki-Tikki...
Okay.
Letting in the jungle. One day, Kaa, the rock snake, told Mowgli a story about a boy who liked elephants. He liked them so much that he ran away to live with wild elephants in the jungle. Mowgli said proudly, "I have elephant friends too." "Yes," replied Kaa, "you have so many friends in the jungle that you have nothing to fear." "That is not true," said Mowgli. "The hunter Buldeo from the village is in the jungle right now with his gun. He hunts for me." "Why?" asked the rock snake. "He thinks I am a witch," explained Mowgli. "I tried to live in the village, you remember. But when the people found out I went hunting at night with wolves and a black panther, they said I must be an evil spirit. They think I can turn myself into a wild animal, so they became frightened and drove me away." His friend, the black panther, came bounding up. "The wolf pack and I have been following the hunter as you told us to do," the panther told Mowgli, "but now the hunter talks to some woodcutters." Turn the page. Mowgli jumped on the panther's back, and away they went, for Mowgli wanted to know what the hunter was saying about him. When they came close, Mowgli crept on hands and knees to where the wolves were listening. The hunter was saying, "The man and woman who took the witch boy into their home are witches too. We are holding them prisoner. Come with me now to the village and you will see how witches are burned alive in their huts." Suddenly, Mowgli felt afraid. He wanted no harm to come to the kind woman who had treated him like a son. "Make a big noise," he told his animal friends. "Frighten these people into the trees and keep them there for a while. I need time to get to the village and help my friends escape." Turn the page. Then he ran toward the village as fast as he could. Far behind him, he could hear the noises of the panther and the howling wolves as they drove the people into the trees. In the village, Mowgli found the kind woman and her man tied hand and foot. He cut them loose. "Go quickly up the path to the next village," he told them. "There is no use," said the kind woman sadly. "These people will follow and catch us within an hour." "Have no fear," said Mowgli. "There will be many wolves around the village to stop anyone from going after you." Turn the page. The kind woman hugged him, and she and her man hurried away. By the time the people in the village found out, they were gone. Mowgli had the wolf pack there to keep the people at home. The next morning, Mowgli went to Hathi, the elephant, and told him what had happened. "The villagers make up stories that are not true, and then they kill. Is it not the law that one should kill only for food?" "True, true," said Hathi, swinging his long trunk back and forth. "The village is evil. We must give it back to the jungle." Hathi called all the animals together to help destroy the village. The wild pigs and the deer ate up the crops in the fields. The wolves drove away the tame buffalo. When the people saw that all their food was gone, they went away to live somewhere else. Then came the elephants. Hathi and his 3 sons broke down the walls of the village and did not leave one house standing. Turn the page. And there we have a picture of Hathi and his sons breaking up the houses in the village. Turn the page. In a few weeks, big jungle plants hid the place where the village had been. From that time on, Mowgli had nothing to fear. And sometimes, when he rode on the head of an elephant, he felt like the king of the jungle. Turn the page. The end.
So that was Rikki-Tikki-Tavi and Letting in the Jungle from 1963. So I hope you liked this video a lot. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and have a groovy day. In our next book, it will be the story of Mowgli from the Jungle Book.